Welcome to another Fast Tips video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I am your instructor, Richard Rost. In today's video, we're going to talk about refresh versus requery, how they're different and when you'd use each. I'm also going to talk briefly about repaint and recalc as well. All right, this is one I get asked a lot by my students, especially students who are first learning how to program in VBA. What's the difference between refresh and requery, and when do I use each? Okay. So both refresh and requery will save any changes you've made to the current record. So if you're sitting on the customer form, you change your last name, either refresh or requery will save those changes. The difference is refresh just updates the record on the current form. So if you're on a single form, just that record, and you won't lose your place. So if you got 500 records, it won't reset you back to record 1. Requery will do that. Requery saves the record, and then it reloads the entire record set into the form. So it will bump you back to record 1, but it will also show you new or deleted records if you're in a multi-user setup. So if you got 15 people working in your database and they add some records or delete some stuff, you'll see those changes in the form. For example, in my tech help database, all right, if you go to the order entry system here, I use a refresh in the invoice button before opening up the invoice report. Because if the user makes some changes in here, all right, whatever, this record is now dirty. So before I can open up that invoice, which is going to pull directly from the table, right, I have to save this record to the table first. Then I can generate the invoice, which will have the updated information in it. Okay, if I don't, then this is still dirty. That means the data hasn't been saved to the table and the invoice is going to be wrong. All right, for example, if I change the order date here to 3/20, all right, hit invoice, and that gets saved to the table, and now you can see it's updated to 3/20. Without that me.refresh in here, right, in the button, right-click, build event, without that me.refresh, then it won't save the information. But likewise, I don't want to use me.requery in here because if I am on, let's say, order 2, and I hit this and it says me.requery, this form is going to be reloaded. The query, the data underneath it's going to be reloaded, and it'll pop me back to record 1. Okay? That's something you can do, for example, on a continuous form here. All right, if you want to see changes that other users make, you might want to use requery. Make a button down here that's got me.requery in it. Okay, now, one thing a lot of people always ask me about this right up here. There's refresh all and refresh. And I hate the fact that they called it refresh all. Note to Microsoft Access team, change that so it says requery. All right, it's confusing. All right, refresh does what a me.refresh does. It just updates the current record. Refresh all is the same as a requery, and you can see the difference. If I leave this form open, notice there's 29 records. If I go directly to the customer table, I'm simulating another user on the network, right? If this other user adds 3 records, okay, if I come out here, if I just do a refresh, it only updates the records in the current form. Notice it still says 29. But if I do a refresh all, that's the same as a requery, right? And now I can see all 32 of them. There's the new ones. All right, so that's refresh and requery. Usually use requery if you want to reload all the data in the form. Refresh just to save that record or update the fields on the record that you're on. And in yesterday's tech help video, I showed you how to requery in place. So if you want to issue a requery, reload all those records and not lose your place and not be bumped back to the first record, you can do that as well with a little bit of code. All right, there's 2 other similar ones in here, two other similar functions. There's repaint and recalc, and I rarely use either one of them. In fact, I've never used recalc. But people ask about these 2 because they show up in the list, so I might as well tell you. So repaint redraws the screen. It's handy if you've got like a timer loop going on, and you got like a for x equals 1 to 10,000 and something's happening in the background and you don't want your user to sit there looking at a blank or a frozen screen. You can issue a repaint command, which just tells Access, redraw the form, redraw all the data on it, update all the stuff. I prefer to use do events, and I've actually got a separate video on do events. I use do events in a lot of my developer classes, so if you've taken any of those, you'll have seen me use do events before. Do events basically does the same thing. it refreshes the screen, but it also yields to other processes. So if you've got other forms or stuff running in the background too, it says, okay, you guys can do your stuff, and then when you're finished, come back to me. I got stuff to finish up too. So you put do events in a loop, like I do in my status function that updates information on the screen. But again, I've almost never used Repaint. And then Recalc is one I've actually really never used. It updates calculations, but Access pretty much does that on its own. You know, like if you've got a sum function or something like that in a form footer, or a control that's based on two other controls like this plus this. Access is pretty good about doing that automatically. I've never needed to use Recalc. If you have, I want to hear about it. Post in the comments down below and tell me what you've needed Recalc for, because I've never needed it. In almost 30 years of using Access, I've never had to use it. But that's the major difference between Refresh and Requery. It's all about, are you working with just one record and you want to refresh just that, or the records that are on the current form if it's a continuous form, or do you want to completely reload the entire record set, all right, the table or query underneath the form, reload all of the records so you can see changes made by other users on the network? That's pretty much the major difference. Got something to add? Got some comments for me? Some way that you use Refresh or Requery or Repaint or Recalc? Post in the comments down below. That is your fast tip for today. Today's an actual fast tip. Hope you learned something. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and post any comments you may have. I do try to read and answer all of them as soon as I can. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, which is completely free, and click on the bell icon to select all to receive notifications when new videos are posted. Make sure you click the Show More link down below the video to find additional resources and links. You'll see a list of other videos, additional information related to the current topic, free lessons, and lots more. YouTube no longer sends out email notifications when new videos are posted, so if you'd like to get an email every time I post a video, click on the link to join my mailing list. Even if you don't want to become a member, feel free to donate to my tip jar. Your patronage is greatly appreciated and will help keep these free videos coming. I got puppies to feed. How do you become a member? Click on the Join button below the video. After you click the Join button, you'll see a list of all the different membership levels that are available, each with its own special perks. Silver members and up will get access to all of my extended cut tech help videos, one free beginner class each month, and more. Gold members get access to download all of the sample databases that I build in my tech help videos, plus my code vault, where I keep tons of different functions that I use. You'll also get a higher priority if you decide to submit any tech help questions to me, and you'll get one free expert class each month after you've finished the beginner series. Platinum members get all the previous perks, plus even higher priority for tech help questions, access to all of my full beginner courses for every subject, and one free developer class each month after you finish the expert classes. These are the full-length courses found on my website, not just for Access too. I also teach Word, Excel, Visual Basic, and lots more. You can now become a Diamond sponsor and have your name or company name listed on a sponsors page that will be shown in each video as long as you're a sponsor. You'll get a shout out in the video and a link to your website or product in the text below the video and on my website. But don't worry, these free tech help videos are going to keep coming. As long as you keep watching them, I'll keep making more, and they'll always be free. Now, if you have not yet tried my free Access Level 1 course, check it out now. It covers all the basics of Microsoft Access. It's over 4 hours long, and I just updated it for 2021. You can find it on my website or on my YouTube channel. I'll include a link below that you can click on. And also, if you like Level 1, Level 2 is just $1. Yep, that's all, $1, and it's free for all members of my YouTube channel at any level, even supporters. Want to have your question answered in a video just like this one? Visit my tech help page on my website. You can send me your question there. While you're on my site, feel free to stop by the Access Forum. Lots of good conversations happening there. Be sure to follow my blog, find me on Twitter, and of course, YouTube. Once again, my name is Richard Ross. Thank you for watching this tech help video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you learned something today. I'll see you again soon.